Alright, we are back. Sorry for the super long hour wait for episode 3, but here we are. Let's see who will win. The bloodbath. As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Foxy and Jessica run away from the cornucopia. Charlie grabs a sword. Gregory and Andrew run away from the cornucopia. Dylan, Susie, Golden Freddy, and Oswald share everything they gathered before running. Jeremy, Elizabeth, Gabriel, Michael, and Bonnie run away from the cornucopia. Mrs. Afton, Chica, Sarah, and Cassidy share everything they gathered before running. Evan takes a handful of throwing knives. Millie runs away from the cornucopia. William snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. Fritz runs away from the cornucopia. Freddy grabs a shield leaning on the cornucopia. Cassie snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. Day 1 in the Hunger Games. Mrs. Afton searches for firewood. Freddy, Cassidy, Jessica, Michael, and Sarah hunt for other tributes. Andrew hunts for other tributes. Evan does the same thing. Chica bashes Golden Freddy's head in with a mace. Jeremy makes a wooden spear. Foxy receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Oswald is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Millie sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Susie, Charlie, and Fritz hunt for other tributes. William receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Bonnie injures himself. Dylan stalks Elizabeth. Cassie tries to spear fish with a trident. Gabriel and Gregory work together for the day. Fallen tribute, one cannon shot can be heard in the distance. Golden Freddy from District 3. Night 1. Andrew is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Foxy sees a fire but stays hidden. Dylan, Gregory, and Cassie cheerfully sing songs together. Jeremy is awoken by nightmares. I wonder why. Michael receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Millie stays awake all night. Susie and Sarah talk about the tributes still alive. Jessica loses sight of where she is. William convinces his second son to snuggle with him. Chica receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Charlie and Mrs. Afton fight Elizabeth and Freddy. Charlie and Mrs. Afton survive. Cassidy screams for help. Bonnie, Oswald, Gabriel, and Fritz tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Day 2 in the Hunger Games. Dylan scares Gregory off. Michael begs for Foxy to kill him. He refuses, keeping Michael alive. William makes a wooden spear. Gabriel searches for firewood. Cassidy makes a wooden spear. Millie overhears Mrs. Afton and Andrew talking in the distance. Jeremy and Cassie hunt for other tributes. Fritz collects fruit from a tree. Susie constructs a shack. Chica collects fruit from a tree. Oswald and Jessica split up to search for resources. Evan receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Bonnie searches for a water source. Charlie and Sarah hunt for other tributes. Fallen tributes. 2 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Elizabeth from District 1 and Freddy from Elizabeth from District 6 and Freddy from District 1. Night 2. Jessica and William run into each other and decide to choose for the night. We all know William Afton. He doesn't keep truces. Bonnie receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Andrew stays awake all night. Chica receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Foxy and Fritz thinks about winning. Charlie thinks about home. Can you blame her? Cassidy defeats Mrs. Afton in a fight but spares her life. Gregory, Gabriel, Cassie, and Millie tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Michael forces Oswald to kill Sarah or his brother. He decides to kill his brother. Wow. But of course, it's not like demanding. It's like testing morals. Susie is unable to convince Dylan to not kill her. Jeremy attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Day 3 in the Hunger Games. Cassidy travels to higher ground. Andrew defeats Jessica in a fight but spares her life. Millie begs for Michael to kill her. He refuses, keeping Millie alive. Oswald searches for a water source. Fritz dies from thirst. William practices his archery. Gabriel injures himself. Cassie tends to Jeremy's wounds. Charlie receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Dylan bashes Chica's head in with a mace. Bonnie and Sarah hunt for other tributes. Mrs. Afton travels to higher ground. Foxy bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Gregory injures himself. Arena event! A tsunami rolls into the arena. Cassidy survives. Dylan survives. Andrew and Mrs. Afton smash their heads together as the tsunami rolls in, leaving them both to drown. Jeremy is swept away. William defeats Cassie but throws her in the water to make sure she dies. Sarah survives. Millie survives. Gregory and Charlie smash their heads together as the tsunami rolls in, leaving them both to drown. Same thing that happened with Jessica and Oswald. Gabriel, Michael, and Bonnie survive. Fallen tributes. The unlucky Friday the 13th kill count has returned. Evan from District 6, Susie from District 4, Fritz from District 4, Chica from District 2, Foxy from District 2, Andrew from District 8, Mrs. Afton from District 7, Jeremy from District 5, Cassie from District 12, Gregory from District 12, Charlie from District 9, Jessica from District 9, and Oswald from District 10. Night 3. Millie stays awake all night. Sarah questions her sanity. Cassidy and Dylan tell each other stories about themselves. William and Bonnie tell stories about themselves to each other. Michael receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Gabriel dies from thirst. The feast! The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. William decides not to go to the feast. Dylan and Millie fight Bonnie and Michael. Bonnie and Michael survive. Sarah decides not to go to the feast. Cassidy accidentally steps on a landmine. Day 4 in the Hunger Games. Bonnie stalks Michael. William scares Sarah off. 4 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Gabriel from District 5, Dylan from District 11, Millie from District 11, and Cassidy from District 3. Night 4. Michael begs for his father to kill him. He refuses, keeping Michael alive. I think we all know why William tries to keep Michael alive. Bonnie sets up camp for the night. Sarah does the same thing. Day 5 in the Hunger Games. Sarah chases Bonnie. Michael makes a slingshot. William dies from hypothermia. Well, that was anticlimactic. Fallen tribute, William from District 7. Night 5. Sarah passes out from exhaustion. Bonnie tends to Michael's wounds. Day 6 in the Hunger Games. Bonnie practices his archery. Sarah travels to higher ground. Michael thinks about home. No one has died yet so far. Night 6. Michael and Bonnie run into each other and decide to choose for the night. Sarah starts a fire. Day 7 in the Hunger Games. Michael, Bonnie, and Sarah started fighting, but Bonnie runs away as Michael kills Sarah. Fallen tribute, one more cannon shot can be heard in the distance. Sarah from District 10. We have 2 left. Who is it going to be? Night 7. Bonnie cannot handle the circumstances and commits self-termination. That leaves Michael from District 6 as the winner of this episode. Bonnie first, Bonnie second, Sarah third, William fourth, and Cassidy in fifth. Millie lost her chance or streak to be in the runner-ups, but that close. Will she be back into the runner-ups, or will she actually win? But in the next episode, who else would also win? We may never know. Alright. See you all at episode 4.